Hey, I'm Ross Dickman, CEO of Hire Heroes USA. Honored to be here today with John Tovar.
Thanks, Ross. I'm John Tovar, Group President of ServiceMaster Brands.
We're excited to share how veterans and military spouses can excel in careers at ServiceMaster Brands and at ServiceMaster Restore, and why veterans are such a hot commodity for the team here.
Well, it's in our name, ServiceMaster, and I think our franchisees, the men and women that really make it happen, have servant hearts. And so while I certainly wouldn't compare it to some of what you've done and other veterans have gone and done, there is that element of wanting to serve your local communities. And I think that's part of why veterans are such a great fit in our environment. I know for myself, Ross, being from the 9/11 generation, while I never served myself, have had so much respect and admiration for people that I grew up with, people in my family that chose to serve. And my path was different. And I initially started in a leadership training program with the Home Depot, and the majority of that group were veterans. And I think about how much I learned just watching the way they carried themselves, the way they spoke, the way they interacted, the work ethic, the desire to serve, and it really made an impression on me. And so, as you kind of fast forward throughout your career, and you maybe get to a point where you have a bit of a platform to try to give back and to try to do something for those who have done so much for us, I really was passionate about figuring out how to work for veterans, their spouses, and yeah, it's great, and there's great careers for us, but most importantly, this all started with us and the franchise network really just wanting to give back to those who have done so much for us.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm fortunate to get a chance to interact with a lot of the amazing franchise owners and people throughout the brand, and talk to hundreds of veterans every year. Our organization works with over 20,000 a year that are trying to figure out where they fit in, after their service. And what a lot of them tell me that they miss is they miss the camaraderie, they miss their tribe, they miss having those team members that not only can they talk a little bit of trash with and have a good time, but also when it's time to focus on the task at hand, they get the job done with a high degree of quality, intention, focus. And I see that through kind of everything in the interaction across the entire ServiceMaster brands. Like here in this space, which we'll get a chance to kind of go through a little bit later, but in the team interactions, there's all these echoes that remind me of my time in the Army in a way that makes the partnership feel great, because I know we're bringing people into an organization where they don't have to figure out, do I fit in this culture? They get to bring their military experience in with them, and it's additive to the culture.
Part of what I'm really excited about, Ross, with the Hire Heroes USA partnership with ServiceMaster Brands is you're at a place now where, yes, we're raising money for veterans and spouses, and that's been fantastic, but we can get hyper-focused on specific roles. These are roles within ServiceMaster that I think are a great fit for veterans transitioning and finding their next mission in life. And you're the one who's the expert at helping us understand maybe some of those MOSs that are a perfect fit for the types of work that we go and do out in the community, whether it's at a local level, whether it's mobilizing to a large event. And I think each branch brings certain different skill sets and certain types of roles within the military that transition very nicely. And when we pair that with the types of capabilities we have internally to round out that training and make it very custom for our environment, I think that's part of when I think about the next chapter of our partnership, I'm most excited about.
Well, I'll say from our side as well, like we want to make sure that veterans and military spouses aren't just being sought after because it's good for the bottom line. It's got to be great for that family as well. They've got to have a chance that their skills are put right to use, that they're included in their community and within the organization, that not only are their experiences recognized, but they have chances to grow and excel and lead, and that there's a genuine intention to understand what they went through and how does that fit. And right off the bat, whether it's from you as the group president or people throughout the operations and commercial facilities, and especially the franchise owners and teams out there, there's just a real understanding that I might have flown helicopters in the Army, but my experience in managing teams, distributing logistics, deploying to a theater of need, all of that resonated. But right off the bat, everybody jumped right in and wanted to bring veterans and military spouses into their journey with them to make a difference in the community.
What I've also learned is, and I've been in a few different industries in my career, this is probably the best, in my opinion, most durable industry that I've been in. Services in general, I think people are coming to realize that it's hard to get people to come and provide services at your house nowadays. Yeah. Just imagine one that's more highly specialized like ours. And so if I'm a veteran coming out and I'm thinking about where can I not just get a job, but my next mission in life, my next career, the next thing I can really provide for my family and set up the next 20 years around, this is the type of field where, to your point, fires aren't going away, hurricanes aren't going away, floods aren't going away, and the work just gets more and more complex and more challenging. And I trust our U.S. military is helping us keep ready and enable candidates to help round out their skill sets with someone like us and go and be wildly successful. And we're just eager to help provide that. Like I said, so much respect and admiration for our veteran community. So many spouses have just given so much, and for us to just kind of have that match where not only are we helping connect people to great next missions in life, but they're also coming into an environment where they're sorely needed, and it's great for both groups here, which is part of why our partnership with Hire Heroes USA is so exciting and close to my heart.